Jazz has been graced by many influential musicians who have shaped its sound and trajectory. Here are some of the most iconic figures in jazz history. Louis Armstrong, nicknamed Satchmo, Satch, and Pops, was an American trumpeter and vocalist. He was among the most influential figures in jazz. His career spanned 5 decades and several eras in the history of jazz. He received numerous accolades, including the Grammy Award for Best Male Vocal Performance for Hello, Dolly! In 1965, as well as a posthumous win for the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1972, and induction into the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame in 2017. Charles Parker, also known as Bird, he was a virtuoso saxophonist and a leading figure in the development of bebop. His technique and improvisational skills were groundbreaking and have influenced countless musicians. Miles Dewey Davis III was an American jazz trumpeter, bandleader, and composer. He is among the most influential and acclaimed figures in the history of jazz and 20th century music. Davis adopted a variety of musical directions in a roughly 5-decade career that kept him at the forefront of many major stylistic developments in jazz. Edward Kennedy, Duke Ellington was an American jazz pianist, composer, and leader of his eponymous jazz orchestra from 1923 through the rest of his life. Born and raised in Washington, D.C., Ellington was based in New York City from the mid-1920s and gained a national profile through his orchestra's appearances at the Cotton Club in Harlem. A master at writing miniatures for the 3-minute 78 RPM recording format, Ellington wrote or collaborated on more than 1,000 compositions. His extensive body of work is the largest recorded personal jazz legacy, and many of his pieces have become standards. He also recorded songs written by his band's men, Spanish tinge to big band jazz. Ella Jane Fitzgerald was an American jazz singer, sometimes referred to as the First Lady of Song, Queen of Jazz, and Lady Ella. She was noted for her purity of tone, impeccable diction, phrasing, timing, intonation, and a horn-like, improvisational ability, particularly in her scat singing. John William Coltrane was an African-American jazz saxophonist, bandleader, and composer. He is among the most influential and acclaimed figures in the history of jazz and 20th century music. Born and raised in North Carolina, Coltrane moved to Philadelphia after graduating from high school, where he studied music. Working in the bebop and hard bop idioms early in his career, Coltrane helped pioneer the use of modes and was one of the players at the forefront of free jazz. He led at least 50 recording sessions and appeared on many albums by other musicians, including trumpeter Miles Davis and pianist Thelonious Monk. Over the course of his career, Coltrane's music took on an increasingly spiritual dimension, as exemplified on his most acclaimed album, A Love Supreme, and others. Decades after his death, Coltrane remains influential, and he has received numerous posthumous awards, including a special Pulitzer Prize, and was canonized by the African Orthodox Church. These artists, among others, have left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire and influence musicians and listeners alike. Please give me a like and follow for more videos.